Now that we've discussed different theories related to human development, we can talk about measurement in human developmental research. First, we'll start with observational methods. Observational methods involve watching people and systematically and carefully documenting what they do or say. There are two ways to conduct systematic observation. First, naturalistic observation, where you watch people in their native environment. For example, you might watch teenagers at the mall or children in a daycare setting and record their behavior. During structured observation or laboratory observation, researchers create a situation that's likely to result in the type of behavior that they're interested in. So they're observing people in a highly structured and created situation that's designed to elicit a particular behavior. We can also measure research using self-report methods. This would be where you have people answer questions about some aspect of their development. So some self-report methods include daily diaries, structured interviews, questionnaires, or rating scales. For example, maybe we're interested in observing people's self-esteem. So we measure their self-esteem using a questionnaire. Self-reports are people's answers to questions about the topic of interest. Finally, we could also measure people's behavior using physiological methods. Here we would measure humans' physiological responses to stimuli in the environment. Techniques include measuring heart rate, blood pressure, EEG patterns, MRI, or salivary or blood cortisol to measure stress, for example. One example here would be if we're interested in studying people's interest level, maybe we hook them up to a machine to measure their galvanic skin response and pupil dilation. So here, we're measuring some physiological aspect of the individual in order to get an indicator of that person's behavior. When it comes to measurement, there are two criteria that are very important. First, it's important to be accurate in measuring and recording people's behavior. So reliability would be this idea that research measure is consistent and can be replicated over time. If something is reliable, then it's predictable. Does this method consistently measure what is being studied? For example, if I give you an IQ test on week 1, you should have a pretty similar score on week 2. In this sense, that would be a reliable indicator of IQ. Validity answers this question of, are we measuring what we intend to measure? It's the idea that research measure is an accurate measure of what you think it measures. For example, a calculus test for the first exam in this class would not be a valid measure of your knowledge of developmental psychology. Another example would be if I give you a personality test, is it truly assessing your level of aggressiveness? So reliability is really the extent to which a variable is free from random error. Is it consistent? For example, a watch that runs correctly but is always 93 minutes fast is very reliable, but it has very low validity. Validity is the extent to which a variable measures what it's supposed to. Essentially, it's accuracy. A watch that tells the right time has high validity. A watch that runs correctly but is always 93 minutes fast is not valid. A broken watch will be valid twice a day.